So I was at uni the other day, and I was in a lecture, and they were talking about public speaking. Now, as you can imagine, public speaking is my jam. Like, that is my thing, right? I quite often say that I get off on it because, like, I'm not gonna lie, standing up on a big stage and giving a speech, like, yeah, dude, that's gonna get me done.
You don't get nerves at all?
No, quite. That's what I'm saying. Quite the opposite.
No.
Like it. Yeah, no. I
can
very much
quite
enjoy
strongly say everyone in this room has no issue getting up and having a chat.
That's not true. I prefer to do my public speaking in private.
Yeah. No. Like, there are some people.
I'm not good in front of a crowd. I love public speaking, but I'm no good in front of an audience. I hate public speaking in public. It's the worst.
Is that why you just bring your own screen everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Respect.
Just so they see a silhouette of you, like
I do it like
the Great Oz.
I shoot it like a German expressionist film,
all in contrast.
Yeah, like think Nosferatu or the Cabinet of Dr. Caravaggio. Just contrast and weird shapes.
There are 3 people not in this room that will have understood what you just said.
Yeah. It's good. You'll be like, ooh.
Google it when you get home, kids.
Yeah, it's free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Cabinet Dr. Caravaggio.
So I was at uni. We were talking about the lecture was about public speaking as well. So I'm like, do I really need to be here? And I'm like, yeah, well, I may as well because I wanted to stick around for the lecture afterwards. And so they were doing they had an exercise. It was a class exercise where they got half the lecture theatre, and keep in mind there's maybe 40 kids in the room, right? They got half of us to stand up at the front of the room and do a 1-minute speech, and all at the same time, right? And on a random topic that we were going to be given.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
We had to talk for 1 minute, and we're all lined up, like we all stood in a line at the front of the room, and we were given a random topic. Now, you know me, my superpower is I can talk on any length of time on any topic, right? So they give us the topic. You know, before I say the topic, I'm going to give you all a guess. All right, Dave. What's
beer? I don't know. Fuck. Literally anything, John.
All right, now beer?
The rise of fascism.
The rise of
pre-Nazi Germany.
Pre-Nazi Germany, rise of fascism.
Julia Stiles' greatest recipes.
Julia Stiles' greatest recipes.
Oh, they come up with gimmick ones. I want to come up with a gimmick one.
What? Nazis
No.
isn't a gimmick, Dave.
No, Dave.
What are you talking
It's a serious topic.
It's a very
you
serious
don't want to
issue
come
that
up with a
affected
gimmick
the
one
German
because you were the
population.
closest. The topic was giraffes.
How the fuck was I close with beer?
Because beers can be called a long neck.
I reckon.
Ah, true. Okay, I respect it. Wait, you were given the topic of giraffe.
Yes, that was it. That was the topic we were given.
Everyone was?
Yes,
Right.
And so
How in depth was your knowledge?
I don't think it's about being in depth. It's just about how much you can bullshit.
It's how much. That's the thing. I'm the king of bullshit. So it's how much you can pull out of your ass. In an hour.
That's a
right.
It's a wide claim there, John. There's me and Lachlan in this room.
This is an exercise I used to do in drama back in high school.
Bullshit.
I do this for fun.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Well, and the whole point of the exercise really was that we were supposed to just talk for a minute, and the other half of the room that weren't talking were going to watch us and see who stood out. Right now, to be fair, it's kind of like Mike Tyson against Homer Simpson, right? And it's sort of like, yeah, but you've got 20 Homer Simpsons versus a Mike Tyson, right? So like,
you're the Mike Tyson.
I'm the Mike
So
Tyson.
you're the
I'm the Mike Tyson.
Self-praise right here.
Right.
So, but
humble brag.
yeah, humble brag.
Weird
right?
flex.
Not to toot
But
my
okay.
own horn, but I could talk anyone else out of this room.
Now,
would say
but
I'm the Mike
here's
Tyson.
here's where that energy's coming from, though. So the topic is giraffes. So I talk about the thing that comes to my mind giraffe fights. Right, which are fucking.
Wait, is that when they use the neck?
Yeah,
They swing
good
it.
is that,
Swing
right?
it like a nunchuck.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's fucking
it's the
mad.
best.
Holy shit!
I wish people fought like that. You know, like to settle disagreements. Just like, my neck.
Yeah, we have
against yours.
headbutts for that.
Yeah,
Oh.
mate.
That's our closest thing.
I've been to Glasgow.
Once you've seen
I
a
know.
giraffe fight, like underground cockfighting just loses all interest. Like it really does. And like underground dog fighting, it's just sort of like, nah, I'd rather see 2 giraffes go at it for a female. Like that's just the way to go.
You know, you've made it when you can import giraffes just to fight
Just
them
to
in
fight,
your
yeah,
basement.
yeah,
Like how
that's-
big is your basement that
Yeah.
you can fit a giraffe?
And then
Yeah.
your servants just clap.
Yeah,
And then they're
that's
like-
your mad flex.
Too bad your friends couldn't arrive, sir.
Just swirling his 1950s port.
At least I have you, Jeeves. Yes, sir. About that, I need to take some time off. No, Jeeves, you're here forever.
So I talk about giraffe fighting, but that's only about 40 seconds. I kind of ran out of steam on giraffe. There's only so much you can talk about giraffe fighting. So I then moved on to a Reddit video I saw of a giraffe drinking another giraffe's pee.
Ooh.
Right.
From the
From
orifice?
fresh from the source. Yeah, as
Ooh.
like basically like it's a water fountain.
Oh.
Now, did the giraffe peeing into the other giraffe's mouth get up, or
No,
did
no,
the
no,
other
no.
giraffe had to get down?
No, other giraffe had to get down, and but it's a water fountain, so like they just kind of like interrupted the stream and started drinking.
Oh, so it's like, oh, what's it? Oh.
That's what I mean, and I was just like, this was posted on what the fuck, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And of course, it's related to giraffe, so it comes up in my brain, right? Giraffe fighting and giraffe peeing are like very closely connected,
Of course.
right? Of course.
It's a very, very specific cupboard in
It
the
is.
brain.
It really is. So I then
Little
talk about
sizzle there
giraffes
for later
peeing,
on.
and how apparently what it is it's kind of like how dogs sniff each other's butts, right? It's kind of like it's but this one specifically isn't just a how you doing. This is are you like ready to like
How
get
are the
busy?
kids? How's the wife?
Well,
How's
that's what it's to find out. Are you
Oh.
married? Like are you
Oh.
are you
Are
single
you
and ready?
currently fertile?
Yeah. Are you
Like-
single and ready to mingle?
If that was in the human world, Beyonce's song would have been a lot different about
Yeah.
putting a ring on it. That's what I'm referencing.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's it. That's what the giraffe was checking is if he could put a ring on it. And so anyways, that was it. And then my minute was up. Right? Minute was up and everybody stopped talking. And then the teacher said, okay, like people up the back, because by the way, because all the people were up the back because they got the front half up first. And I'm up the front half because I'm a fucking nerd. And said, okay, who stood out to you? Right? Now, one of the guys, this tiny little Chinese fella, right, looks at me, right, and says, I don't know his name, but the guy there with the big beard, he really stood out to me.
He wasn't talking about you. He was talking about Ned Kelly. Ned Kelly's ghost had appeared.
That's what I thought too. That was my first thought. And I look around the room and I'm like, he's not talking about me, because of course he's not talking about me. And then I look around the room and everybody's looking at me and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm that guy. I'm the guy with the big beard.
I'm the guy who talked about giraffes.
I'm the guy-
licking up the piss.
Did you actually doubt yourself for a second
It's
that you
intrigue.
didn't stand out?
Shoot,
Bit of sizzle.
I actually doubted myself. Yes.
The man with the big beard talking about giraffes pissing and hitting each other. You didn't think you stood out in
I
that
didn't-
conversation about
no,
public speaking.
Right next
Genuinely
to him.
didn't.
Right next to
Who
him.
did the other guy talk
No,
about?
no, no.
What
Right
did
next to
everyone
him.
else talk about?
Right
And
next to him, there was a
something
man
that's
with a
less
slightly
interesting,
smaller
obviously.
beard.
Nothing's more.
No, it must be
interesting
more
than that.
interesting to John if John's sitting there going, fuck, I must have had the most least boring discussion here.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I made the guy laugh. I remember that when I was talking about giraffe fighting. Like, I remember him laughing at something I said very specifically, and I was like, okay, so I didn't realize I was the guy with the big beard, and that's what I mean. So you before you were like, oh, you know, John, you're kind of humble bragging here. That's what gave me that kind of energy, and I'm wondering how I describe that energy right now. So I think the kids would describe it as like big dick energy, but I don't feel like that's appropriate. I feel like it should be
Big
called
neck
big beard
energy? Oh. Close.
Would that be an accurate descriptor? If
I
call
think
it,
you're onto something, especially in the 21st century
Yeah.
now that beards are like in.
So my mate Harry's dad has a wizard beard now.
Wait, really? Like
Define
Alan
wizard
Moore?
beard, as in the mustache.
Like it's gone. Like it's curled at least 3 times from the nostrils and the chin.
Is it grey?
And, yeah. So it
Ooh.
bleeds. So it kind of starts. So he's
It bleeds. That's not
so it
healthy.
starts as like
so
a,
it's like
a black.
brunette. So it's like brunette auburn, and then it's kind of goes grey, and then straight white.
Frizzled?
At the end,
Frizzled
and
at the
then-
bottom?
and
It
kinda
goes
link-
white.
and then- Yeah, at the
Okay,
end,
yeah,
and
that
then it
adds to
flicks.
it.
Then it flicks at the end. It's actual wizard.
Does he
beard.
when you find your name's been put into the goblet of fire? Does he rush up to you and go, "Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?"
No, sir, I didn't.
Oh, that's a wizard beard.
That's called.
That's a wizard beard.
That's called committing to the bit, guy.
Because
Yeah.
that's funny because in the book it's like Dumbledore gently asks,
But this is what I'm
but in
saying,
the
but
movie he's like,
yeah, he
"Ah."
does. He screams.
This
it,
is
yeah.
the funny
that's
thing.
funny.
I speak to him now. But I haven't seen
I
the
haven't
man in
spoken
about
to
a.
him yet, but I speak to him now. I don't know what I was going with that. Let's move on, please.
Fuck. I completely lost my train of thought.
You speak to him now?
And with
so
that,
you're
welcome
talking to
Pint Pal-
Merlin, right?
Yeah, I was talking to Merlin, and he's much wiser than he was than when I saw him 2 years ago. That's the beard, longer beard equals more knowledge, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, righto.
That's good.
So I've got BBE. I've got big beard energy. Sweet.
I'm so sorry.
And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish. Joining me this week are the Gimmick boys themselves, the Supreme Chancellor of Banter, David Yang. David, welcome.
Supreme Justice of banter.
Yeah, but it's not illiterate. It doesn't have the alliteration.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you
Right.
with the Chancellor. Fair enough.
Right.
What up?
I'll come up with. We'll figure something out. And his co-counsel, Lachlan Beasley. Lockie, welcome.
Thank you for having me once again.
Thank
See,
you.
now that's accurate.
And I don't know. I think about these things sometimes briefly. And joining me as well is our Pint Pal, our very first Pint Pal, Tim.
Bengo.
It's hard to say. Even I get.
Did I nail it?
You stumble on it sometimes. Yeah, I think it's Welsh.
Okay,
Bengoff.
so welcome,
Goff.
welcome, Tim. I stumble
Yeah.
on it sometimes. Sorry, what was it?
Bengoff.
Oh, so it's not I stumble on it
Like,
sometimes.
Van,
I thought that was your
like
last name.
Van Gogh.
Like Van Gogh. I go with that because I'm an artist. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, bloody, he was an artist. He also killed himself. But let's hush up that detail. Let's just focus on the art and not the chopping off the ear bit.
Hey man, that was a symbol of love to a prostitute after
no,
drinking heavy water. Like it was a beautiful.
I've
no.
seen the animated movie. I get it.
I watched that episode of Doctor Who.
I understand things. I get that they took him to the future. I don't know how that fucks up the time stream, but I've seen it.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it seemed to be okay. He painted
He
afterwards.
painted a TARDIS or something?
Yeah, he painted a TARDIS.
Yeah.
I've got that painting, by the way. Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
good painting. So
travel.
kicking things off, Tim, welcome as our very first Pint Pal. And what a Pint
Very
Pals?
last
Pint
Pint
Pals
Pal.
is basically our official title for like having an excuse to bring our friends onto the podcast, basically, right? So like people that we would normally invite to the bar to hang out with us and have a beer, we go, instead of doing that, how about you come and drink beer with us and record it at the same time? Which is really the whole, I mean, that's the whole point of Pint Party in the first place anyway, so yeah.
And there's so much beers in this recording studio where we are. There's
Mate, it's
there's
overflowing.
Immense beers. There's so many.
Have you seen the
barley.
fountain we have in the corner?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Oh, I see it now. I was
It's
distracted.
it's past Francois, the 24/7 butler.
I
Yeah.
was distracted by Francois. He was showing me pictures of his kids. They're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
He's got
Dolly and Jeremiah.
He's got a dad Instagram. That'll come into play later on.
It will. We will be talking about that later on in the show. First of all, though, something that got brought up a little while ago was Dave was at a party, and we were talking about like party food setups, right? And basically how like usually most people, it's kind of 50-50. You'll have some sweet, you'll have some savory. Some people can go like all savory as well, and that's kind of a thing that we know people do.
One of those
Dave
brown
goes to a
bowls.
party, and it's all sugar. And we're all like, what the fuck? Like
no chips?
No chips, yeah.
No brown bowl full of chips?
Right, exactly, right? It's like this is like the primary food spread is all sweets, Dave.
That's insane.
Dave says. Now, we're not going to rehash all that cuz like
Yeah,
you
no,
want to talk
no.
about but it
Listen
brought
to
up
that on a-
brought up something, and that is that Lockie,
God.
you're a sweets fella, right? You're not just
He's a bit of a sweet boy already.
You're
but
not- yeah,
bloody-
you're not just
Have
he
I
adds
been
to
caught
that.
out? All right.
you're not just a sweetie,
Look,
you're
I just
doing
wouldn't
the
peg
sweets.
you as a sweet tooth. Is all I was getting at. Like,
It's funny. You get caught putting whole handfuls of favorites into your pocket at a party, and then you're nicknamed for life. As just as
Favourite.
Yeah,
The favourite.
The favorite man is constant.
so if you had a 50-50 spread, you'd go for the sweets over the savories?
All the
So the
time.
chip and dip
All
gets
the
pushed to the
time.
wayside.
Look, I'm a chip and dip fan, Dave. Like, I don't mind a chip and dip action, but I'm a cakes man.
He's
all
a
the way.
Chippendale guy, as opposed to a chip and dip. Chippendales are cookies for those people. who
Oh
don't
yeah, that's what you.
understand.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
fucking that is a
that's
solid
that's a
reference.
That's a
That's
deep
deep
cut.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of a cut there. Yeah.
So Lucky, Dave was telling me you have a like a sweets cupboard, like a whole cupboard just dedicated to sweets.
Yeah, my munchies little hole.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Essentially, it's guys. I'll be honest. It did start out as just a couple of packet of chips, and like
As
maybe a block of
all
chocolate.
things do, they start off as a couple of chips,
and then it
they-
became something a little more serious.
and then one year later, you're telling your parents, you're like, it's not what it looks like. It's just the munchies cupboard.
I think when they started seeing the alphabetic tags and labels, they started getting a little worried.
Oh, that's it.
One of those.
Would you
one of
ask your
those-
parents for a label maker for Christmas?
Where you pull out the drawer and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'm
One of
looking
those
for about
library-
It's
C,
like, you know,
chocolate.
one of those
Yep,
pre-computer
okay.
You know how
library
rich
systems.
billionaires have those watch cupboards that spin when you open them up?
That is fucking gold.
It's like that, but it's just Twix bars with rotation.
Like the rest of the room is like in disrepair. It looks.
Do you have,
terrible,
like,
but
a
like there's
Venus-
a glow emanating like from a Tarantino movie.
Do you have a humidor for Oreos?
Dude, I wish.
Do you have like a Venus de Milo gummy that like is like you just will not touch it? Like that is
Dude,
the
do you
lolly
know
of
what?
lollies.
Do you know what? I actually don't really screw around with gummies.
Really?
What?
Like I'm with you, John.
No,
So I
I'm
know
with-
you. I know
I'm
you
with
mentioned
Lockie over
strawberries
here.
and cream
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not long ago. I'm with you on strawberries and cream. I love milk bottles and that kind of stuff.
That's my heroin.
Red frogs.
But
red frogs.
Red frogs are also
Tastes
really
Oh,
like
I fuck with the
Redskins.
red frogs.
fuzzy. You know the peaches, fuzzy peaches.
Yeah.
Like do you
Yeah,
know
I've
what I'm
s-
talking
I've
about?
seen
They're
Call
So
me
what, do
by
you
your
not mess
name.
with like just
general
a party
lollies,
mix?
like party mix. I will occasionally get party mixes, but I'm very much.
What's
a
the
cook.
no go for the lolly? I hate the bananas. Bananas I do not fuck with.
Yeah.
We can be friends then. You can give them to me.
For me, it's
man.
licorice.
Buddy, love banana.
Licorice? Depends on
Licorice is the
licorice.
best.
Nah.
I rate the red licorice so
Licorice,
highly.
do you rate the licorice stacks, the one with like all the ice?
Oh no.
No.
Too much
All
going
sorts.
Licorice
Nah.
needs to just be licorice. Any kind of rendition on top of licorice,
Yeah.
you've gone
Well,
away
Daryl
from it.
Lee's done those
I will even say red
licorice
licorice
sticks where it's
is-
got like the piping of chocolate in the middle, which is
Those
a
are
little
alright.
bit of.
I don't
Oh,
mind
it's a
those.
bit of a
I
stretch,
don't mind
mate.
those.
It's a reverse bullet. I don't know why.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Like,
Oh.
it's just a inside out bullet.
Yeah, for me, it's the aniseed.
Oh, this is a new thing. I thought we were talking about bullets.
Like
This
you know,
isn't a-
licorice bullets.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's essentially that, but like these.
This
Daryl
is
Lee
like
sticks,
a
it's
licorice tube, but
it-
it's got chocolate in the middle.
Yeah, as opposed to licorice
That's
with the chocolate on the
insanity.
outside.
Yeah. So yeah,
I cannot get behind that.
Is
That
that-
is wrong.
yeah, it's quite odd. I don't.
Are they trying to get around a copyright or something? Is there like
No,
does somebody
so
hold the
Daryl Lee will do both products.
This is
it's
like-
Oh,
just-
okay.
It's just a deviation of product. It's
This is
base-
like the
very-
first time
very
I've
basic
seen a
business
David
strategy for large
Cronenberg film.
businesses.
This is like body horror right here.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it feels like a marketing guy, you know,
But-
just like snorted
Yo.
an enormous line of cocaine.
I'll tell
and
you
was
what-
like, what if we did it in reverse? Right, and everybody was sitting around the room all off their faces on cocaine, just being like, yeah, man.
That's so insane. It just might work.
I think I'd
Yeah.
go work for Daryl Lee if that was the case.
Yeah, Daryl Lee seems pretty fucking lit. But we're not talking about Daryl Lee. We're talking about your
Lachlan
cupbod. You have a
Beasley.
cupbod.
Alright.
Describe this cupboard.
So like, it pretty much started off as just a couple of bags of chips and a block of chocolate. It is now escalated to the point where like I feel like I have different cravings for different days. So like some days I might feel like potato crisps, so I'll get like I always get Kettles. I'm really big
Respect.
Fan, I'm really
Crisps,
big fan of
crisps
Kettles.
and not chips.
Crisps.
Call them crisps. I call
Well,
them chips.
Well, like, do you think there's a difference between a potato crisp and a tortilla chip? So like, you got to make.
Oh, because tortilla is tortilla.
Well,
Chip
yeah,
is
'cause it's a
like a
Dorito.
potato
or a
chip.
corn
a
based.
tortilla is a Dorito, even if it's not a Dorito.
Yeah, but some people would say might say like a tortilla crisp, like might be an American steak.
Can you say
Glover.
crisp again, please?
Crisp.
crisp audio for your
Cheeky on the
ears.
ear. So cheeky on the ear.
Just getting away with it. But no.
Do you
so
always have a steady supply?
I do keep it stocked.
Like, is that a point where you
I'm
have
not
like a
like
red
addict.
zone where it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm running a bit low?
Yeah, so like today, so right now, so yesterday, luckily my dad came back from the US about like 3 days ago. So he brought back a thing of Reese's Buttercups. Peanut butter
Oh,
cups.
ballsy play.
So like I snagged like quite a few of those to like last me through one night. And then the next day I had to head out to Coles and restock. And essentially I'll hit the savory bar first. I'm onto the Mission tortilla chips right now, the gluten-free
How good are
ones.
they? How
They're
good are
really
they?
good with like
I'm-
salsa and dip.
I'm recently found out I'm allergic to wheat.
Oh really?
So,
That sucks,
like-
man. I'm
Oh,
so
dude.
sorry.
I went to sidetrack here. I went to like Europe at like end of last year, start of this year. I was in Ireland and I was going hard on the bloody what's it called? The
Guinness?
yeah, the Guinness. I was going hard on the Guinness. I
Yeah.
froth Guinness. It's the best.
Do you
But
actually?
I
In
love
Ireland.
Guinness.
Only in
Guinness
Ireland,
everywhere.
boys.
Had this discussion.
You can. There's a Guinness. There's a place in Melbourne called like something Arms. Like it's not like King's Arms. I don't know. But there's a place. Do Guinness. Guinness on tap anyway. It's the best. Just Guinness. I love a stout. If it's hard enough to kick you in the face, bloody great. Anyway, so I was there. I was drinking with my mates. We weren't far from the hotel room. I drank like 6. I was getting sweats. I was like, "Is this just Guinness sweats?" I don't know.
Are you
And
talking
so-
pints of Guinness? You down
Yeah.
6 pints
6
of Guinness.
pints of Guinness. Yeah.
Tim
Is
don't
that-
fuck
I
around.
don't know.
That's 6 meals.
Anyway,
You're just down.
It was great. Anyway, getting cold sweats. I'm going, oh, is this just Guinness? I don't know. Anyway, I went back to the hotel. We were walking up a hill. Went back to the hotel room. There was also like kids in that hotel room because they were on a school trip or something.
Yep.
Anyway, I stayed in the toilet from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m.
Yep.
I was in that one toilet shitting. And people would knock on the door because it was like the only toilet in like that level.
Oh,
there was
no.
like 3 levels. And people were just going, oi, oi, in Irish accent. I'm not doing it because I'm terrible at it. But they were going, oi, oi, you know, we need to bloody get in there. And I'm like, oh, no, bloody. Oh. It was like the Ganges.
Mate, you're really letting the
But
side
anyway,
down.
but like now I've been eating those gluten-free tortilla chips and they're the best.
Yeah, right.
Good swing back, Tim.
Thank you.
Is there a lot of gluten in Guinness? How much? I gotta
yeah,
go to the
in
list.
weights,
It's
there's
in
a
a
lot
lot
of-
of beers.
it's a
in a lot of
question-
beers, there's a lot of
it's
weight
definitely
and
it's
gluten.
definitely a question for Chloe. I feel.
Yeah.
She definitely knows. Said she's being
Pretty
celiac
sure.
and everything.
It could have just been the fact that I had 6 Guinnesses. Like,
Yeah, that's the problem.
In hindsight, like bloody.
yeah, I think
Did you have
that's
them
it.
in
I
a
think
fair
his
amount
stomach
of
just
time?
wasn't ready for
Yeah,
that
like
much
well,
thick
in
liquid.
like a like
Or did you just double park like
no,
3
in
times?
like
You're just
in
like, I
like
gotta sink
you know
'em.
4 hours.
Okay, according to
That's all right.
fitbottomedgirls.com.
4 hours.
All right.
Oh,
According to
too much Guinness.
According to fitbottomedgirls.com, that's my favorite website name.
Barley.
There is no official gluten in Guinness, but there is, it does have barley, which has a protein called hordein, which acts like gluten. So yeah, I think it's just that you had 6 pints
Yeah,
of
that
Guinness,
could be it.
and they ran right through you.
So you
mate.
forced a gluten illness upon
Yeah,
yourself.
pretty much.
You
Like-
gave yourself.
My sister does have celiac disorder, so I was like, "There's that." But
Yeah.
it could just be that I awakened it.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you woke it up.
He was
Like, I reckon
asleep, and I was
6
like, "Hey, 6 Guinnesses." Anyway,
thank you, fitbottomsgirls.com for that information and that fucking quality.
Now, just
laugh.
for my own peace of mind, you said 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. Did you mean 12 a.m. through a 3 hours shit, or did you
No.
actually have?
Well, I wasn't shitting
a
all the time. It was
15-hour
like,
shit.
No,
It was
this-
like shitting and then being like shitting, and then I walked up.
At
around
what
a
point did
little.
the shirt come off? Did the
I
shirt
take
come
my
off?
shirt off.
You don't take your
I
shirt
take my
off?
pants off. I take my pants off.
No, this is
We're getting into the hottest seasons,
Alright.
people. We got to start
We're
talking
talking about
it.
mission
Mate,
tortilla chips. If you just
this has been a
caught
very
back.
hot topic in this group for a very long
It
time.
has, and
The shirtless shit.
Let's
No,
talk
that's
about
It
it.
is,
insane.
it is not a strategic move that is only played when
That is
the shit has
insanity.
gone full bore and your body can no longer take the heat.
Let me tell you a
You need to
story.
You
vent
take your pants
your
off.
Are you with
body.
me? I swear
You
you
will
were against me.
implode. No, you will implode unless you do not de-shirt if you need to.
So you
I'm
are with
with
me.
You
I thought
wear
I
it.
was alone.
No, you
Because
wear it like a
I'm
nightie.
with you.
You wear it like a nightie. You take everything else off.
A couple of summers ago, we went through that week where it was about 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Now, let me goddamn tell you, I don't know what I did, but I must have been on the absolute sauce the night before, so I had the AGB sweats, right? AGB, after grog bog, just in case no one knew, right? But I'm an advocate for the shirtless shit because it gives me tactical advantage, and it helps me breathe. Right? So I'm sitting there. There's no ventilation in bathrooms. If your bathroom has an aircon in it, you're advanced. So I'm sitting there. I'm in this little cubicle in my old place, and it is about 40 degrees. I am sweating. I had just woke up. This is the AGB coming out. I'm apparently fully clothed from the night before, so I got a shirt on. I'm about 5 minutes into this. At this point, I'm like, I cannot muster up enough with this shirt on. I do not have enough energy. I need some air in my body.
That's how you find the 6th gear, Dave.
And then second wind, that 6th gear comes out. I put it into gear and I fucking flip my shirt off. I toss it out into the goddamn hallway. Jason sees it, goes, "Oh, we on now." David's locked in. Bathroom door closes, and it's just I've braced.
It's just
Like I have gripped both sides of the thing, and I've just gone. The shirt's off. It's game time, and you can just feel the wind like rush over your
The
body.
levity is just
Oh.
in the room. You
Dave-
can feel
Dave-
the
I can't
tension.
believe not enough people do the shirtless shit.
No, I
have
feel
you
like
never
people
had a
do,
shit
no, I feel
so
like people
bad?
do it. People are just a little ashamed that they have to do it.
Don't be ashamed.
Don't be ashamed
Don't
of
be
having
ashamed.
to declothe to shit.
I
I
think.
will take everything else off. I just won't take my shirt off because I'm a civilized member of society.
Hold on. Are you one of those people that, like, I love people when I talk about this, they go, hold on, it's weird that you take your shirt off, but I'm one of those people that takes 1 foot out of my pants and, like, leaves the other foot in.
Like this is the way. Do
you know what the most-
Okay,
do you know what
first
the most-
step. Sorry, you go.
I'll say, well, the most ballsy thing I've seen is some guy taking off his pants in a public park, and he hangs it on the back.
Scrubs.
Yeah,
he has time to fold it.
yeah. Like. That's a confident man. One doing it in
Doing-
public. Because
public
man, I'd be so
toilets?
scared of being on the toilet and someone just ripping my pants off the door.
That's insane.
This is like, imagine that trying to go to the bathroom while holding your pants forward, making sure that no one steals your pants. Like that's a lot of core strength
person-
going on at work.
Just
It's
going
like,
going to a public toilet and just checking the doors to be like, oh, pants, sick. Oh, they're my size, perfect.
There's tier levels. So the beginning is, okay, I have enough time on my hands to take off my jacket, hang it up on the door. Second tier is, okay, I have to get into position. And apparently, like, if I'm wearing tight pants, you want to have that man spread. All right, you got to have the man spread if you're really setting in for a good sesh. So people who take their 1 foot out of their pants in order to activate optimal man spread, that's the second tier. I believe the third tier of hitting like, okay, this is the be all end all of shits, is when you've hit one leg out and the shirt has come off. You're essentially shitting nude. It is how nature intended.
No. Okay.
Right.
You
so
shit
as
like you're
if-
trying to go Super Saiyan.
Yes, dude, I'm not even fucking with you. That
fuck
one
around,
summer,
John.
Okay, wait.
I
as
had
if-
pounded a 2-liter bottle of milk earlier, like the last night, the night before, just before the sesh. I was roaring.
Oh, God.
Right, it was that hot, bro. So I everything had to come off. I was sweating. I walked out. I needed a shower. Like,
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I needed
What
a
you're
shower.
saying is that so you had one leg in a pant. You had one
Yeah,
leg.
because you're getting optimal
no,
man spread.
no. But you had one leg inside a pant. You didn't take your pants off. You took your t-shirt off before you took your pants
because
off.
I can walk out of the bathroom without a shirt on. I can't walk out of the bathroom without
There's a-
pants on.
there's a
Yes,
big
you can.
no, look, there's a big difference about
Undies.
trying to put. I wear tight jeans as well, Dave.
So you're with me?
I'm with you, like, because the struggle of trying to take pants off with shoes on is just.
That's why you take your shoes off
unbearable.
first.
No, I'm not taking my
I'm-
shoes
okay,
off in a public
I'm not-
bathroom.
yeah,
Oh,
the-
wait,
I'm
we're in
not- I'm
public.
not-
We're not in our own toilet.
Okay,
Yes.
in
Dude,
this
if I'm in my
situation,
own toilet, it's
You
bare
ta-
bones.
wait, you're
I'm going
taking your
all-
shirt
It's
off?
all off. If it's my own house, no, it's
I
out-
have
out the
public
window.
bathroom
You're
shirt
taking
off
your.
before.
That's insane.
I have public.
This is what I'm saying.
Dude.
So I've seen guys take pants off over the rail in public. This is what I'm saying. It's crazy. I'm not that ballsy. I'll do the. If it's
You'll
ceiling,
do the
I'll
one leg
leg.
out. Yeah, yeah.
I need a little bit more girth, a little bit more wriggle room.
This is why the girls are just onto something with dresses. Like,
Dude,
How good at dresses, right?
although
Right.
you
girls,
can breathability.
I don't know how the girls
Just
do. I
skirts?
don't understand how girls
hell.
do jumpsuits. Still, like
Oh, I don't get it.
They look
They look
gorgeous.
great.
They look great on girls.
Darling,
Keep
you look
wearing them.
lovely,
But
but-
girls, how do you go to the bathroom?
they call them-
with a back
you
zip?
have to get
No,
literally
no.
one of them to like. That's why they go in twos because they have to get someone to hold
Yeah.
their jumpsuit for them, so they pee nude and then they put it back on and
look,
then go leave.
it's because girls don't poo.
No, but
Girls go.
but they got to sit down. They got to sit down to do everything. Like, okay,
That wasn't on MythBusters.
so let me. So my sister, aren't they called play suits? Isn't that what they're actually called?
Yeah.
Jumpsuits,
places,
jumpsuits.
jumpsuits,
it's
one
like-
pieces.
it's depending on the length of the
Yeah,
leg.
well,
I
the
think
one
play suit's
rompers.
short.
They go by rompers
Yeah.
Rompers,
too.
that's for dudes, apparently. Like,
No,
that's
no,
like,
JJ has rompers. She
Oh,
fucks
really?
with rompers.
Okay,
I
okay.
fuck with rompers too.
Anyway.
Rompers are high key.
Isn't that just like a workman's suit?
Yeah,
A
but it's
romper
like, but
is
it's like
like
a
a
cute
short sleeve
workman.
t-shirt and shorts, whereas
okay.
a play suit kind of is like maybe long sleeve and
No,
like a dress.
No, rompers, long
it's
sleeve
short,
pants.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what. Yeah,
Long sleeve pants, probably
like a workman's like.
it's
yeah.
like it's like a veggie patch gear, you know, like long pants and like Prince of Bel Air kind of like bloody
Yeah,
straps on your shoulders.
I would've
as
called it
opposed
a
to as opposed
jumpsuit.
to a
No, that's an overall, dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
an
but an
overall
overall.
is
yeah, isn't it?
strap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
dungaree
when
is
you
a
tuck it in and then
isn't
you
a
got the
dungaree a jumpsuit?
No,
What's
no,
a
no,
jumpsuit?
no. So no. We're talking. So
Semantics.
Jumpsuits are long sleeve, long pant.
Right.
Right. A play suit is short sleeve shorts, but it's
Usually-
all one.
usually
It's all
there
one
is
piece.
like a lot-
Right.
a skirting or like frills and
Yeah.
trimming involved, and usually
Or-
there's a low neckline involved.
Yeah,
and
there's a plunging neckline or something, but sometimes there isn't. Like my sister had one, and it was none of that. Right, it was
just
literally
depends on your taste, what
It
you're
was.
feeling.
hers was very utilitarian, right? But like it was good. It was a good it was purple. It was great. It was a good looking outfit. But like basically, I remember I asked her once. I was like, okay, but like real talk. How do you go to the bathroom in this thing? And she was like, yeah, you kind of
Catheter?
don't. You either A, accept the fact that you're not going to the bathroom that night, or B, you just accept the fact that like in order to go to the bathroom, you have to get naked first.
It's odd
and it's
that-
sort of like, oh, okay, all right. So you just accept that when you put this on. Yeah, you just accept that. Like, yeah.
You would have thought nappies would make it, like adult nappies would make a comeback. That or catheters. You ever see people waiting in line and they have those bags?
Oh yeah, wait,
You know?
yeah.
You know, where they can just
Colostomy
piss?
bags?
Yeah,
Where they can just piss in queue. Every time
piss
I need
bags
to
are making a
piss, I'm
comeback.
going,
My girlfriend's actually teaching me things.
No,
is she a nurse? Or is she
Yeah.
like, she doing illegal things?
If the
Like-
if the
she's a nurse.
procedure wasn't so like really invasive, colostomy bag is actually pretty high key effective. Like imagine not having to actually shit.
But you can
Like,
also
yeah.
get a stadium buddy, which is like a condom you put on your penis and then you just pee into it and it goes into a bag that you strap to the side of your leg. That's called.
I've heard about
Isn't
them, but I've never
Stadium
seen them in like action.
I would have presumed a stadium buddy would be slang for the hat.
No. Stadium buddy. It's like it's an actual like product
Right.
called the stadium buddy. And yeah, it's a piss bag that you put on, and that so
You can
it's
hold.
designed. It's designed
No one,
for
you don't
like
want to hold a plastic
Different
bag
bladders,
with your
bro.
piss.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. Like I can hold it, but I know
Wait,
blokes that
nah.
are just like once you've broken the
Like-
seal, you're every 20 minutes.
I just need one
Like,
for a film. I just need one for a movie. kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I'll bet.
I can't sit through
Bloody hell.
Endgame without pissing. At least
Bloody
once.
hell. Oh.
3 hours.
I
Yeah.
pissed like 2 times. It was the worst.
I'll tell you what's really
I
good when
prepared
you're
for
hot and you're in the stadium and you're hot A really good smoothie.
Yeah. All right. So this is this is something that comes out of the band bank. Is like what kind of smoothie are you? Was a question that was put onto the band bank between, which is, by the way, so the band bank is a list of talking points that Dave and Lockie came up with when they went on their little trip out to the countryside.
We did.
We got busy.
When they went gallivanting around the countryside.
We working even when we ain't working.
Where's the countryside? Where are we talking?
Anything past Box Hill.
Yeah, everything past Box Hill.
Just heading down to Belgrave. It's the countryside.
Yeah.
It's those mountains.
Yeah,
Once you see only green, you've gone too
Wherever
far.
the metro ends, man.
When the tram stop ends, you've gone too far.
Yeah. They went to Belgrave for the day. That's like, yeah, they went
Just
gallivanting.
hung about Suki Lounge.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's like in the wilderness.
You can tell we're all most of us from the east or southeast.
Yeah. So like, yeah, one of the things you
East
put down was,
side.
what kind of smoothie are you? And like,
I'm trying to think of how did we come up
context.
with
I
this?
have no idea
Like, I
how
think
we
we're
did.
just walking around like shepherding. We're just like,
Yeah.
yo, man. Like, if
Like-
I had to have the smoothie.
Like, if you had to pick a smoothie that like kind of represented you,
Yeah.
like, because I feel like some people, like, I think it discussed with like everyone is a different shade of fruit.
You're
I
either a
think is how we
smoothie
kind
or
of
a
started,
roughie.
and we kind of said like, well, like some people prefer stone fruits, some people prefer like bananas, some people prefer berries, and that's like a general base of like a good smoothie.
Yeah. And some people like very like, okay, they want a bit more of a crunch, so they add a bit of oats in it, right? And I think that says a lot about your
Contentious.
character.
And then there's the people who get
I hate smoothies.
protein in their smoothies.
Now I'm that guy. I'm a guy
Do
who
you
starts
get
with
it
a
from
banana
Boost though?
base.
Because I can tell you, Dave, they put like 2 grams of
Sugar.
protein
sugar.
in your smoothie. Like
Really?
What?
It's like nothing.
At Boost?
Yeah, it's like
Well, that's
nothing.
MDC, bro, because they labeled it as 28 grams. If I'm not getting
Man,
28 grams of
it's-
protein.
I can tell you who my friend is a manager or used to be a manager there. She can tell you that like put like no protein. It's literally like half a scoop. It's like nothing.
oh,
You-
that's fucking
and you're
cheeky.
paying like $11 for like just
damn.
a normal size smoothie. It's awful.
That's so cheeky. Here I am. That's 2 grams of protein.
yeah, so you'll get
Fuck
like
that, man.
so you'll
All
get
right.
like a half a cup of banana and then just a little sprinkle of protein on top to get your extra kick
so
of the
cheeky.
day.
So wait. So when we say smoothie, you mean specifically like a fruit
Blend.
based?
No.
We're
Like,
talking about with milk and shit.
smoothies are chunky. Shakes and juices are smooth. So you got to have the chunks in it for you to be a smoothie.
So you're saying smoothies are chunky?
Well,
No,
smoothies usually are made from whole foods that have been blended down.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Just
what are
by
we
name.
defining as smoothie? Like, is it a fruit based or the
No,
flavor
you can
comes?
have because like Boost do like
We'll,
chocolate flavors.
we'll throw in shakes as well, because there's a big shake trend at the moment in
Yeah.
like the burger
There's-
scene of Melbourne.
yeah,
Like-
the grill will be soon.
How
to
good are
do
vegan
something.
shakes, right?
Vegan shakes.
How
might
good are
be-
vegan shakes?
yeah.
Vegan shakes are amazing. I'm
never
I'm
had one.
famously lactose intolerant.
Famously.
Everyone knows. Your listeners are going, yeah, that's right. That's the one thing we know about Tim. He's famously lactose intolerant. And like vegan shakes are like, oh, it's like finding out about Jesus Christ. Anyway, would you guys like to learn about our Lord and Savior
How good is having
vegan shakes?
Have you heard the good word about Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Apparently he's immortal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. He had some interesting ideas about life, the universe,
Maybe
and
he's
everything.
Darth Sidious. Ooh. Maybe Snoke. Who knows?
But I actually did some research because when you were like, "What kind of smoothie?" I figured you would have answers for like,
Oh,
what
I-
kind
Oh
of
yeah,
smoothie-
we went into it.
We
Yeah.
thought about this.
But like, what was your conclusions? Like, Dave, what kind of smoothie
Okay,
are
so
you?
for starters, I'm a banana base. So I'm
Okay.
a thick kind of smoothie.
Okay.
Right? Which says a lot about me. I'm a thick kind of guy. I got a lot
Yep.
of muscle mass on me, a little bit of loose muscle now. So I think, okay, I got banana in me. My sweet comes from a hint of honey.
Okay.
And a lychee to add a bit of exotic flavor. Right?
Okay.
That panders
Ooh.
to my Asian
I
side.
like you,
I'm gonna
lychee.
throw in some oats because I like to have a little bit of like complexity in the mouthfeel,
He's gonna say
which says
those
I'm a very
oats.
complex person, right?
Okay,
So
yep.
you slurp me and you go, oh,
Yep.
that's interesting. That's interesting, and that's what it says about
Complexity,
me.
I've always said, comes from the mouth.
Mouthfeel
Yep.
complexity is very
Yeah.
important. Mouthfeel in general of any food is very important, especially for a smoothie.
I think it's
I-
more
I- I-
integral
I think-
than taste.
Yeah, I would say mouthfeel's
Mouthfeel.
important. Mouthfeel's important in like many aspects of life. Yeah, for sure.
So I've had you got the banana base, which makes me kind of
Skateboarding,
thick.
surfing.
I'm gonna
Riding
have a
public
basic vanilla kind of yogurt just to add a bit more kind of like
As a thickener.
density to it, a little bit more density to it. I'm gonna cut it with some almond milk, specifically vanilla almond milk. That gives
Okay.
it the kind of the liquidiness to it. Otherwise, it's just too thick, right? Oats, honey for the sweetness, lychee for a little bit more sweetness, and then just to add in like just one more layer of complexity. I'm thinking just a hint of dark chocolate.
Someone should make these things.
Fucking hell.
Post them on the
I
Facebook
didn't realize
page.
boosted gourmet options.
You
man.
went fucking
the
deep.
smoothie bar with David.
I thought about it. Like
You
your smoothie says a lot about the person.
Shit.
All right?
Oh, like
now, Locks is
like
about him
phone
too.
covers.
Locks is sweet.
All right, Lucky, what's your one?
Okay.
What kind of smoothie are you?
So it's a mango sorbet base.
Jesus.
Right off the bat. Could not be more Lock.
Bloody, are we in Melbourne or what? Mango sorbet, bloody hell.
I'm going to add a little bit of frozen raspberries involved with some bananas. They're going to add a dash of a sprinkle of pistachios because I want a little bit of crunch in there. I'm going to add maybe some vanilla extract syrup for extra sweetness. And maybe
Because it wasn't sweet enough.
Because it wasn't sweet enough, and just maybe some guava just to give a bit of light kick to it, and then a dollop of full cream milk.
Ah, there it is.
Paul's full cream milk, just to give it.
Oh, Paul.
You'll
Wow.
get thick off drinking Lock.
Give
full
that full
flavor
I call it the
cornetto
full
film.
boy.
Oh my god, you guys like really thought this.
Well, it originally was just like a banana milkshake.
Yeah.
But then Dave picked it up, so then I thought I'm gonna pick it up off the fly. So.
yeah, because
Mango sorbet was a good start. I thought.
okay, because
Mango
like
sorbet is always a good
I thought I'd done a fair bit of research in this because I went and thought about it, and I said, well, what kind of smoothie am I? I'm a chocolate. I'm a cake shake, but specifically a chocolate pound cake. Which, if you're not familiar
I
with
don't
it,
know what a pound cake is.
you're not familiar. Let me describe to you the recipe
John's got
for
it on the big
So you're
screen.
baked
It's
good in
loading.
liquid form.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Hang on a
Jell-O
minute. Let me bring
Lawson?
up.
Wow. This
No.
is
This is
I'm
some
pretty
two
sure
fat
no
ladies
Jell-O,
level
right?
shit. All right, so let me
no
describe what's
Jell-O.
in a chocolate pound cake. Okay.
Underrated.
This is what forces a diabetic to have a cold shower.
This is yeah, yeah. Look, you said you're famously lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
This will
Yeah,
fucking
this
kill
is-
you. This
this
is
is-
arsenic to you.
The chocolate glaze is separate.
yeah, no. All right. The chocolate glaze is separate.
That's,
Just the
For
cake
an audio
bit.
cast, this
This
has
is
become a very visual.
Nightmare.
What
It's
a
a
hand
list.
movements.
It's
There's
like
a lot of
Wikipedia list. It's great.
yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in here
Helvetica,
that's sort of like
maybe?
there's a lot of like flour, baking powder, all that kind of stuff, right? The big thing about this that this doesn't even quite go into is that it's called a chocolate pound cake.
Oh, good. It's unsalted.
Yeah, it's unsalted.
Is
but like,
salted butter bad?
it is in this case
Yeah.
because the recipe calls for a pound of butter.
Yeah.
That's why
Holy fuck.
that is why it is called a chocolate pound cake, right? It is a pound of
There's,
butter.
there's
you
an
put into this
asterisk
thing.
after the pound. It's like a chocolate pound of butter.
Yeah, cake. Yeah. So yeah, you probably want to use unsalted butter because this shit is just gonna kill you outright
You're
anyway.
using full eggs in it as well. You're not just using egg whites. Like
Yeah,
it's got
yeah,
all the
four-
fat of the yolks as well.
4 whole eggs.
It's like
yeah.
Gaston from bloody
Yeah.
from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Bloody 4 dozen eggs or something.
Yeah,
Bloody,
this thing,
that's a
this is
musical
like
reference,
this.
anyone? Bloody-
This is probably the greatest thing that the Two Fat Ladies cooking show has ever produced. Was this chocolate pound cake? Like,
Oh, is this an actual show? I don't know.
you never heard of it?
No,
oh, okay.
no, I don't
So
know.
the two, oh, dude, it was a show.
Australian?
No, it was British. Back in the late '90s, early 2000s, it was these two sisters who were like enormous ladies,
Right.
and I would say they were the pioneers of food porn.
Oh.
They pioneered this shit because they would travel around on motorcycles, by the way, on like Harley Davidsons, right? No, it was one Harley Davidson, but with a sidecar,
Oh,
and the
that's
two
good. I love
sisters be on that.
I love a good sidecar.
Yeah. And they would travel all over Britain and like make these ridiculous recipes that like you would make once and have a heart attack. And for me, like kind of the epitome of what they did was the chocolate pound cake. Neither of them are with us anymore for obvious reasons because they would make
They were
like,
murdered.
this. Well, they basically ate themselves to death because this is the kind of stuff they would make and then eat in there entirely. Like my mother and I watched this episode and we're just like, we have to make this, but with the understanding that we can't eat it, right? It's like we will make this cake, and this we did. So we made the cake, and we all and
you
didn't
just-
eat it on our own. It was
Just
sort of like
looked at it, sniffed
me,
it, and been
my
like,
sister, her, and we had a few of my mum's friends around, and we all had one slice each. Very strict, one slice, because if you ate more than that, it was it was getting dangerous, right?
Is it kind of like the chocolate mud cake from Matilda? You know,
Yeah,
in the scene when
Where,
when she
what's
makes
his
when
name?
the
I
he
forget what
makes
his name
the
is.
fat kid eat
and he eats it, and he eats it all, and everyone's like, "Yeah, he ate it." It's the best.
Man, it was a big cake.
Big cake for
it
a
was a
small
big
boy
cake.
who was a fat boy, but a small boy.
Yeah. This is like that's what the chocolate pound cake is. That was me as a
Somehow
smoothie.
you would liquefy that down, and that would be your
Yeah.
Drink that.
Well,
That'd be you.
that's I
then
found
you
I
would
found a
seize
recipe
up
for a chocolate
and
cake
die.
shake, which basically the recipe for a chocolate cake shake is you get a chocolate cake and you put it in a blender with some milk.
Very optimistic. I feel like that's
It's sort of like
that's
job
what you
done.
do. That's what you do after a night out, and you're like, "Fuck, I could use a chocolate shake. Oh, we've got
Yeah.
cake. We've got a blender. Oh, sick.
Pretty much. That's that. So that's me. Yeah.
I was just looking. Which one would you like to talk about?
I want to touch on.
I want to talk about this. I really want to. Okay,
Okay.
so by the way, so we're like super high tech. I should probably like just to part the veil here
We've
for a
got
little bit.
cyborg arms.
We've got a television with all of our talking
How'd
points
you
on
connect
it
this
because
up?
we're
Is
like
it
high tech.
Bluetooth?
No. I got a
Oh, you got
HDMI
an
cable.
HDMI, right.
Yeah. Coming out of my laptop.
Oh, and it connects to here.
So this is something I've actually been meaning to talk about now for like multiple months at this point because, okay, so we regularly make the joke that like I'm the old man, right? It's like
No, no one says that.
ha ha ha. John's not
No.
like hip and with it with the children.
You're stuck
Right.
in your ways,
I'm
John.
stuck in my way, and I'm fine with it. Like honestly, I'm pretty chill about that. Like I'm very accepting of who I am. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty cool.
Nothing
about
wrong with that, John.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, that doesn't make me not curious about the wider world and what the kids are into these days, right? Because like some of the stuff that they're into is just completely foreign and frightening to me. And one of the things, this is something like it was in the band bank that Dave just threw up, and it was like the way he wrote it was just like, oh, everybody knows what this is, right? Of course, everybody understands inherently what I'm talking about here. And I looked at it, and it was like it was in a foreign language. So I'm just going to go ahead and read off what he wrote down. I'm just going to verbatim. This is a quote, word for word, what he wrote down. Who has the most unexpected dad Instagram feed? Now, the question I wrote underneath this was, what the fuck does this mean?
I'm glad you've asked.
We've brought
was here the whole
David
time.
in to explain why.
Yeah.
I think, okay, it's not self-explanatory, obviously. No, because the key thing being unexpected. Now, when how I define the dad Instagram feed
Yeah.
is like I think...
So wait,
most-
this isn't a universally understood concept that, like, because you're more connected with the kids than I am.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is like I'm connected on Instagram. Like
Yeah.
I love a good scroll of like the explore feed, and I like going through like celebrities' Instagram.
That's
all
what I
that
mean.
kind
You
of
know
stuff.
about the trends.
Yeah, and
I
I've got a
thought this was
variety
trend.
of different like. So everyone like I would consider it like unexpected dad Instagram feed is like the classic over 40s guy who owns
Yeah.
Instagram, not very tech savvy,
Yeah.
but nor is he also very selfie savvy.
Yeah,
now,
right.
The key thing about a dad Instagram feed is like one, the subject matter of what you're taking a photo of. It's
Mm-hmm.
either the food you've just cooked, the dog that you're currently walking, the barbecue you're currently in front of, or like you're playing golf. And then on top of that is how you position the camera. So it's always very close, kind of like squinting,
Yep.
but you're not smiling because you're actually, you pretend like you don't even know a photo is being taken.
Yep.
Right? That's the whole thing of like, I don't really know how to take photos on my advanced iPhone 10 camera, right? Now, unexpectedly is... Obviously, I think it's self-implied, is like, okay, guys who are really cool, but then you go on the Instagram feed and you're just like, oh, you take some real dad shots. Like,
So you mean like
now-
Jeremy Renner?
So, for example,
You think Jeremy Renner is cool?
Idris Elba has the
Allegedly.
most unexpected dad Instagram feed of
Does
all
he?
time.
All right, here we go.
Right?
Okay,
Because
fire
some
up.
of the fucking shots and like his caption work too is very
Alright.
dad-like.
All right.
It's just like, hey guys, currently on set, haha. Like the man just
That is
does
funny.
not.
That is funny.
But it's
Haha.
unexpected because you look at
That's
Idris
very
Elba
funny.
and you see the movie, like the things he portrays on screen, right? He's always the cool
Hello,
English
Idris
black
Elba,
guy, right? I
bloody
play the
hell.
spy, and like I'm
Bloody
very
hell.
brooding and every kind of thing. Girls love me, right? And then
was
you go
in
onto his
The
you got his
Jungle
Instagram
Book.
feed up here. Scroll down, right? Because currently he's just promoting movies, but you'll see something like his home
Well, he's not
stuff.
promoting a movie there. That's him in NBA.
Oh,
That's him
but
in
he's pro-
2K.
when
That's
he's
the
when he's
movie.
not promoting
What, is
stuff,
that him in the video
he's
game?
an
Still
unexpected.
promoting. He's in the game.
that him
He's
still
still-
Is he in the
yeah.
video game?
Yeah, he's in. You
Yeah, he
go-
got
he's
a
in
check from that.
That's
But when
sick.
he's not promoting
that
things,
stuff.
he takes dad shots, right? So if you
Although that one looked like
Yeah,
another marketing
hang on.
shot.
right there, like look, you got some
That one?
dad, you do dad
Well, the
dad
bucket,
ass
well,
shots, man.
I know you've spoken publicly about the bucket hat as well.
He even
Dad,
said dad.
loves you.
Oh,
you're
he even
my
said
love,
dad.
dude. He
Yeah, it's
has.
him with his
Dude,
daughter,
see, you could
right.
just scroll for about a minute and you'll come across a bunch.
Oh, he does wear the dad hat. No, you're correct.
Yeah, I'm
What
The
am I
dad
saying,
hat is
boys?
It's a
important.
sick
No.
T-shirt.
When he's
though.
not promoting, he is a dad as fuck dude on Instagram.
Yeah, so these are like. So
Is that
like, you
bad
can
though?
There,
tell-
that's it right there.
There it
Tell
is.
me,
Okay.
tell me that is not the most dad
No,
shot. Screenshot
well,
that, put it on the fucking Pint Party Instagram.
Is follow up? Is having a dad Instagram bad?
No, because I
No.
think it adds character, especially to Idris Elba, because we all see him as this guy on screen, brooding professional,
Out
so
of
cool.
Australian homegrown heroes, who do you reckon the Australian?
Hugh Jackman.
Do you reckon he's got a very
What,
dad-
Hugh
he's
Jackman's got a
wait,
very dad
Australian
Instagram.
Idris
Like-
Elba? Or?
no Australian like personality who
Oh,
has like the
I
most-
reckon, like maybe Hamish Blake.
yeah
Hamish
yeah.
Blake's got a very
Yeah.
dad-esque quality to
See,
him.
see the way he positions his camera compositions. Like I don't even know the camera's
But also
on.
in his light, in his eyes, he's
It's
got one
just
of those
like
rings.
Space log 1665 here on Earth. We are talking about my day, and he's
Hey.
just describing what
Like,
he
he-
did that
Yeah,
day. There's
everything.
There's
in
no
aesthetic
propaganda
or
to anything he
framing.
does.
Okay.
There's
Then
no-
I had
it's
lunch,
all amateur.
and then I went to grilled. It was bloody great. I love grilled.
I think I'm starting to understand what you're trying to say here, Dev. Because like, okay, if we look through,
Tell me that shot there with him with the headphones on, shirtless, and he's just kind of looking at the camera trying to pose. Like
That
that is
feels-
not a dad shot.
That-
Every
feels
guy
less
on
like a
Tinder
dad
who's
shot,
like,
though.
oh,
That's
oh,
kind of
yeah, I
like
think this is
recently
right.
divorced dad shot.
right? Like what
He's
I want
on
to say
Tinder
here
for the
is that
first
like,
time. He doesn't quite understand the platform, and he's like, "I guess this is a photo."
no, it's not even that. It's sort of like what, like a lot here. Unexpected dad for me is sort of like you look at his Instagram feed, and most of it is like. Obviously, people like he's got people who are working on his Instagram feed, right? Or people are sending him things to upload to Instagram for like, you know, PR purposes, right? Because it's sort of like professional photo, and then like a selfie just sticks out like a dog's ass.
Yeah, where it's
right?
literally recorded from the Instagram app itself.
It sticks out so bad amongst the ultra professional photos surrounding that image
There's nothing
or that
to-
selfie. Like, you know, like look at this. You've got like really professional shot, and then this one looks like he's stoned.
with just his kid.
I
It was
reckon
just his
he's
kid.
got Mark Wahlberg beat because Mark Wahlberg is a little bit too professional.
That's what I'm saying. Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg's in the discussion,
Like-
but Idris Elba takes the
Like
cake,
he
man.
always ends with his sign off. Inspired me better.
But it's endearing too. Like,
Like,
I-
No.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a
Mark
bad
Wahlberg
thing.
that's what I'm saying. I
comes
want to.
across as fake. You know, like
Yeah.
you joke about Mark Wahlberg, Idris Elba. It's like, yeah, he's
No,
a
he's a-
person.
he's a real
guy.
person.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get
Doing shit,
humanity
he's
from Idris
cool as-
Elba from these Instagram.
And the characters he's play are cool,
Right
and the
there.
character he plays
Yeah,
here
that
is a
that
person.
one right there. Like,
That
there's-
is
there's-
the dad shot.
That's the dad
Tell
shot.
me I'm wrong.
He's honestly just farted in that, and he's like, "Oh, I took the photo. Oh shit."
Lionheart vibes.
Leave that there. I'm taking a snap.
All right.
Lionheart vibes.
All right. So like, for me though,
Is
I
he
feel like this
inspi-
is
is
a
he-
this is
is
a good.
he in
Oh
Lion
wow!
King?
And my cousin is a fan of Idris Elba. Shout out to you. Shout out.
Is
to,
he in the
shout out to
Lion
my
King?
cousin. Sorry.
Idris Elba is he in the new Lion King?
Yeah, he played Scar, didn't
Did he? I have no idea.
Did he play Scar? I don't think so.
I don't
know if he
don't
was.
the foggiest.
Get me on that. That's
I don't know.
God, that movie. You know what? Low key shoot the new Lion King.
I haven't watched it. Apparently,
Nah.
there's a Beyonce song in it. Was it good?
Sorry.
Apparently, there's a Beyonce song in the new Lion King.
Yeah. Oh,
Was it
she
good?
panned it
John
hard. in that
Favreau's
film.
done better stuff.
He's
Let's
done.
just-
He did Jungle Book, and
Yeah,
the Jungle
I
Book
even
was
Chef.
great.
Chef is
Man,
amazing.
don't even get me started. I love Chef.
Oh my
so
god, I
much.
love Chef.
But just in
Ah.
terms of like, you know, animalistic real life adaptations, the Jungle Book was brilliant, right? And
I
you would have
didn't like
thought,
the
okay,
Jungle
you can
Book.
kind of mimic that with Lion King. It just
Animated
didn't get
film.
across.
The best thing
Yeah.
about the Jungle Book
They made
was
it look
Christopher
too real.
Walken.
They need a little bit of cartoon. element.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Because
like taking
you know,
it back
Otherwise,
one
it's just
shade.
an animal snuff film.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just watch. Like, it's like, where's David Attenborough? Where is
Yeah.
they got rid of Nala's fuck me eyes from the cartoon.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't tell me you don't know.
Yeah,
you
no,
run
she
that
was
by me
my
one
first
more time?
crush.
Nala's fuck me eyes, and that scene
Not
with Simba's
first, but
plants
you
on
know.
top of her, and they're about to sing fucking
Can
Can you feel the love tonight? And it's just they're by the water pond, and in the cartoon, it's so obvious, right? Like they animated like her eyes to slant, and she's like, "Take me, Simba," right? But in the new one,
But take me
because
back
she
to
looks
Pride
like an
Rock.
actual lion, right? You can't animate the fuck me eyes, so it's just kind of like a lion staring at another lion.
Jeremy Renner always
couldn't
They
get
looks
could
like
have.
eyes
he's
to
They
that.
could
about
have
to
added
sneeze.
some like nose, like
Yeah, there could have been like a purr, like a
something.
right, like something, or maybe just animate her eyes a little bit better because that cartoon, like you watch it, and you're just like,
twinkle.
Simba better get it. Like
Well,
Simba better get
did
it.
you see like a fan or something did some like quick edits of like shots of the trailer afterwards that he did with like he's slightly like cartooned.
No, I didn't. But fuck,
He
the movie
re-rendered
needed a
it
little bit
essentially
more.
with a little more, and like he made it so much
Well,
better
I
just
think
off like a fan.
It was a good exercise in realism, but whether it was
Whether it would need it to
workable,
be.
whether it was a workable product, like in being the
Well,
Lion
that's
King.
the thing. Does making it fully realistic really separate it from enough for people to feel like they have to go back and watch it
Well,
again? Like,
exactly, and I think the case is no.
no, I think everyone can
Agreed.
enjoy. They could have just re-released The Lion King with some extra stuff.
I
and-
really want them to do a live action Hercules though.
yeah, no, I'm
Is
with
that-
you.
It's
Well,
in
they're
the
doing-
works, is it
They're
not?
doing Mulan, which I think
But
definitely
they're
needs
not
one.
doing the music. I want them to do a live action Hercules with the music because the soundtrack of the Hercules movie is fucking dope.
To be honestly, to
Like-
see the scenes with like the Hydra
I
and
love
stuff in
musicals.
live
I
action
froth
would be
musicals.
pretty
I
dope.
gotta say it.
Disney musicals.
But like just all musicals,
Alone.
I froth musicals. I fucking love them.
do you
best
do you,
thing in
do
the
you
world.
think Les Mis is overrated?
I think Les Mis is good, but I think there are vastly better
What-
musicals. There's a good musical.
West Side Story is my favorite
West
musical.
Side Story is all right. There's a great musical called The Last 5 Years. There's a great musical called The Last 5 Years, right? Which is about a breakup, but for the guy, it's about a relationship that he gets into a relationship. It's good, and at the end of it, he's broken up with the girl. And for the girl at the start of the musical, she's been broken up with, and she goes backwards until she's at the start of the relationship. And so they're singing like these songs where they never meet and duet together. Where they're from different points in the relationship until they meet in the middle where they're going to get married. And it's this really great exercise in the chronology of like a song and the way they use reprises to create meaning, and you can only hear something and you're like, oh shit, they did that when she was sad and now she's happy, and that's so tense, and it's really good. Musicals are fucking great.
That's
Anyway,
a way deeper
sorry.
take than I thought
Yeah,
you were
what
going to
the
do.
fuck?
I've actually
I-
learned
I
something
got-
today.
I
We
got-
actually call it a day. Great.
I honestly thought you were going to be like, yo, Hamilton is dope. And I'd be like,
Hamilton
okay.
is dope, but like
Who-
fucking... You know.
Book of Mormon, that's the best.
Book of Mormon's hilarious. I got Jesus Christ Superstar for my birthday
That's
on
pretty good.
DVD.
Yeah,
like the
Jesus
2012,
Christ Superstar
the
is pretty
2012 version with Tim Minchin. He's got this really
Yeah.
great bit because his voice, it's like it's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's cuts and it's scathing and it's rough, and that
It still
works so well
resonates
for the
quite.
Judas character.
Yeah.
But he's still a really
It's
good
great.
singer.
Yeah,
like
it's
his
amazing.
like his song "Come Home Cardinal Pell" is without a doubt my favorite Tim Minchin
And
song
he's,
of all
he's,
time.
he's such a good humorist,
Yeah.
and he's such a good writer, just in serious matters that he can
Yeah.
make things funny, but also legitimately good and political.
Yeah. Oh, and his acting is top notch. Like,
Oh.
did you watch him in Californication?
I didn't.
Oh my
I
god!
haven't seen that.
he-
Is that still on TV?
No. This was years ago now. At this point, he did one season of Californication where he was basically like that season's protagonist. I want to
Right.
say because every season of Californication really had our main character Hank Moody like basically
David Duchovny? Is
David
Californication?
Duchovny bouncing off of another character.
Right.
So for that season it was Tim Minchin, and Tim Minchin was like the crazy guy that Hank Moody would bounce off of. And basically it was like Tim Minchin turned up to 11 was the character he played.
Right.
Yeah, right. But it was like very stereotype rock and roll.
That's
right
hectic.
is what he was going for.
I love that.
And it's oh my god, it's super fucking good.
Do you reckon you could get away with being on a Broadway musical, Dave?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, it's a fucking
you
dream
sing?
of
Do you
mine.
reckon
Yes,
you
I
had-
can actually.
Sing. Go
Well,
for
not
it.
right now. I can't put me on
Add
the
some
spot like that.
buzz.
I haven't got any lyrics in front of me.
I'll write some lyrics if you want.
Okay, well, you do that for the next 45 minutes before we finish. Being in a musical / being in a Disney film is
Because honestly,
one of my
if
goals.
Steve Price can do it, anyone can do it.
Who's Steve
You
Price?
reckon?
That's Steve Price
Who
was
is Steve
actually
Price?
he was on his bucket. Steve Price was
What's he
he was a news journalist. He's on the project
I keep thinking
occasionally.
of Steve Harvey, but I'm like,
Nah,
that's not
Steve
him.
Price is kind of like Steve Harvey, except he's white and he's got some opinions.
Ooh.
Some of them are good, some of them are okay. Some of them are not so good.
Yeah,
But
righto.
Steve
Getting
Price
political.
wanted one of his bucket list things, and there was a whole media thing around it that he couldn't be in a musical, and he actually wasn't in music. He was in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Out of any musicals, that would be a good one to be
yeah,
in.
I would love. to be in
I think
Priscilla.
I would look quite good in drag, but
I love Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It's one of my
If you
favorite
could do
films.
any Broadway, what would you do?
I've already done I've already been in West Side Story, but I was a Krupke when I did it, so it was a little bit limiting the role. I'd rather be like a shark or a jet if I wanted to do it again, because I want to do the clicks, I want to do the fly kicks and stuff.
I was the monster in Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
That would
really?
be
That's
sick.
pretty dope.
Feed me, Seymour.
No, I wasn't the voice of the monster.
Oh.
I was the left tentacle.
Ah, damn.
That was my.
I love to
that's-
play a prop.
That was my. that was my credit. Left tentacle.
I think probably the time where I knew I was being pigeonholed in roles in my high school musical career was when I got pegged as Herbert in Spamalot.
Oh, Jesus.
which I had to play. If you haven't seen Holy Grail or Spamalot, I had to play a very flamboyant prince who is definitely out of the closet. Except
Is that
he's-
when they're like, I thought he was a girl?
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm a damsel in distress, and I got to be
Yeah.
saved by Lancelot. And me and Lancelot in the musical, me and Lancelot end up becoming a gay couple.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah,
seen the
right,
musical.
Yeah.
I've only
So
seen
there's
the
a big
movie.
there's a big musical number
Right.
with me wearing like a big fruit hat.
See-
And I'm wearing like maracas. I'm like walking around the stage, and I'm like going full like yes.
My,
Like,
Yes, queen.
See, I
like,
did-
it was very fun.
I did theatre in high school and not musical theatre. And it started off with me playing a dead body.
Hold
in
up.
a murder
So you played a
mystery.
prop? Yeah.
I played a dead
That
body.
is my dream.
Played a dead body for an act. I was just lying there eating shapes and sleeping on the floor. It was the best.
Dude, my mate Josh did we did a stage play and he played the burglar, and for half the show he had to sit in a clock, a fake wooden clock
That's so
for
good.
45 for the first whole act.
I love
so
that.
they see him like the first scene is him like breaking into the house, and then like a minute him rummaging around the house, and then more actors enter the stage, and he has to hide in a clock. And then for 45 minutes, he's on his phone.
He's just chilling.
Texting me. Just from I'm on side stage, just waiting to go on. I just get
Wait.
this, fuck, this is boring, ads.
Wait, hang on a minute. Is that the play where like guy breaks into the house, he hides in the clock, and then the husband brings the mistress home, and then the wife comes home?
It's the
Oh, it's the start of R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet, man.
No, it's called
I don't know what I've only
Life of the
Son?
Mischievous. No,
I've only ever
What's-
seen it in
what-
Italian.
What's the word of someone who is not charitable, loyal? No, what's the word?
What?
I don't know
give
what-
to
I don't know.
charity?
Pretty much, he's the only one who doesn't commit adultery in like out of everyone.
virtuous?
yeah,
Vir-
the virtuous
yeah,
one.
the virtuous burglar.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's called the
basically,
virtuous burglar.
the play. Okay, I only ever saw it in Italian, right? Because I saw
Mr.
it.
Fancy Pants
I s-
over here.
Yeah, I know, right? I was out. I was-
Comede.
yeah, right. And it was a
Not
friend
a
of mine.
tragedy.
It was a friend of mine. He was doing an Italian class, and that was like their final exams. They gave this play, and it was all in Italian. Right, but like the beauty of this play is that you don't need to speak a word of Italian. It's funny. I took Italian for 7 years. I can only count from 1 to 10. That's it.
Grazie.
So
Grazie.
scusi. So like
Scusi.
I watched this play, and you could totally get what was going on. So basically, yeah, the
melodrama.
premise
He's
is
like, that man's trapped in a clock. How is he paying?
Nah.
that's what I'm saying. Man breaks into a house to rob it, and then has to quickly hide because he hears the people coming home. Man comes home, and it's him and his mistress, and they're about to have it away. But then the wife comes home, so the mistress has to hide. And then
I played
Also in the
I
clock?
played the first man husband.
yeah. So no. So the husband's there going like, oh hi, wife of mine, how are you? Like it's a great day. She's like, oh yeah, oh hey, how you doing? And she's acting a bit shifty as well.
And then we just start having this fake dinner party.
yeah. And then he's like, so
because
I'm
then
gonna-
everyone.
It's
Yeah.
like new wave cinema.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, no,
Bullshit.
because everyone just starts bringing home their partner because no one else has anywhere else to have sex. Everyone
Yeah.
just has to go to this one apartment.
Yeah, well, that's it. So, like, what happens
When you
is
have a
that then
share house
the
with
husband,
mates.
the husband goes into the kitchen to like try and like sneak his mistress out the house, and then the wife like hears a knock on the door, and it's like her side piece,
yeah.
right?
Jesus.
Comes in, and he's like, "Hey, baby, how you going?"
And she's like, no, you gotta hide.
yeah, it's like,
No,
oh
no,
mate,
no.
yeah, and then
Hide outside.
they both like sneak around the house, and then both the mistress and this other bloke are there too, and they're all just like, "Oh, hey, oh yeah, you're single, I'm single too, yeah, let's communicate." It's like, oh my god,
I'm just sorry.
fucking good
Just
play.
to tangent. Is a house a cupboard?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so because there was a man who lived
You
in
know.
one for a year and
Well,
without
most people
anybody
live in
knowing.
houses.
No, he lived in a cupboard for a
Oh.
year without the
But like,
occupants
does a
of the
house count as a
knowing.
cupboard? Like a house, is a house a cupboard? Because it's got a door.
Is a house just a big cupboard? Okay,
You know?
if you don't sleep there,
It's a
then
doorway
yes.
to a box, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How did we get here?
Is a coffin a
I
cupboard?
like zoned out for about a minute. I come back in and we're back to
Cupboards.
cupboards, but specifically in the context of whether or not we consider them to be houses.
No, but is a house like a general house, a red brick house? Is that a cupboard?
Define cupboard.
Well, cupboard is a room that has a door, isn't it?
Yeah, generally one exit and one
So is a
entry.
house just a big cupboard?
Yeah. Is a house just a big cupboard?
Would it become a big cupboard if it didn't have just one exit and one
But that's
entry?
the thing. A cupboard doesn't have multiple cupboards in it.
Yeah.
A house
Well, it
has.
might.
Have you seen a cupboard with multiple cupboards?
Have you not
No.
seen a walk-in? Wait, hang on a minute.
I don't
Hang on a
know.
minute. Can we count a walk-in wardrobe as a big cupboard? Because they've got
They've got
cupboards in them.
drawers.
Yeah, but they also have cupboards.
No,
in them.
but how
Is a
I'm...
drawer
I
a
didn't
cupboard?
realize there's a thing called a AM and PM closet. Apparently, the new
What?
rich people
What?
have.
What?
Apparently, there's an AM closet where you put all your casual
you're
daily
rich.
clothes in, and then you have your night garments in a separate.
Oh, wait, so your
That's
pajamas in
insane.
a different kind of drawer or
Apparently,
closet?
this is just your nightwear,
I have
like
it
your
in a
black
different
tie
drawer.
and things.
I don't know,
But
I've heard,
this is the thing on the block that I've just caught on
block.
to. I didn't. Yeah, the
yeah,
block.
like a pajama
Ooh.
drawer.
They're like,
you have
we've just designed
no,
the
no.
PM wardrobe over here. It's just like, oh, what? You've designed a what?
It's a separate cupboard entirely. So you have two
Oh,
cupboards.
if you have that many clothes that you need to fill out a cupboard just for evening wear to sleep in, no,
That's
you,
what he's
you,
saying.
You, you flexed it in a whole
Okay.
different way, man.
Right. Now,
is a bin a cupboard? Sorry,
Hey,
But
I
then
have
there
to
are people
voice
with
that.
rooms for like shoes. So
But,
like, that's the
I was
thing.
gonna. You can't throw shade on this because
Yeah.
you've got a whole cupboard dedicated
It
to
is
sweets.
It's good. It's good to know that we can get this episode full circle.
Yeah.
back. Before we go, guys, PSA. We know how trash Pringles are for the past years, ever since they made the change in Australia.
Yeah.
What changed? What narrower tubes?
No, so
Narrow tubes, smaller
the
Pringle?
chip itself
Is tinier.
It's tinier and
condensed
it's
it.
thicker.
I didn't even know.
It's thicker as well.
I still rate.
There's
Wool-
nothing wrong with it being thicker, in my
Woolworths?
opinion.
Yeah, the knockoff brand.
Woolworths, not Coles. Woolworths do a home brand.
It's
I'd
the
say
best.
it is slightly under par, but it's pretty close
Yeah,
to the OG.
too much of them, you get sandpaper tongue. But really, that's a Pringle. You know, too much Pringles, you get sandpaper tongue.
Yeah. Well, you got to wash it down with something. That's
Yeah.
what I'd say.
And
Yeah.
Oreo and red velvet Oreos with the cream cheese center. Oh my god, changed my life. But just to wrap it up, I have moved on to baked goods. I started baking my own goods.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
right.
fucking muffins you sent me a snap of. the
Yeah,
other
blueberry
day,
muffins.
Dude.
Blueberry muffins.
you
like
made a-
They're
legit.
gourmet level.
You made
Yeah,
a
man.
creme brulee yet? I've been rewatching High School Musical.
I've done
and
it
Zeke
once.
just goes
I've done
on
it once.
about creme
I
brulees.
couldn't get it to caramelize on top as well because I didn't have the torch. I was using a Bic lighter.
Just using a candle.
It didn't really work as well.
So what you're saying is we need to have an episode of like the Great Beasley Bake Off.
Yeah,
where,
of
like,
course.
Dude,
but there's
Locke
only
is-
one contestant, and it's Lockie.
No,
and
it's
like,
just- it's
today,
just
Lockie,
Locke
you
and
are
his
making
sister.
a cake, and it's sort of like we pretend it's a contest when
The
reality.
Beasley
We just
family.
needed an excuse for you to make us a cake. Like,
Locke has been petitioning for a cooking show.
We'll go around to
for a
Beasley's
year.
house. We'll go around to
More
Beasley's
than a
house.
year,
His
man.
dad's
It was
there.
one of the
His
first when
sister's
we were
there.
back at our old radio station. I pitched like, can I have a cooking show? And you went, no, it can't be done. But it's happening.
No, it can be done.
It
and
can
it's
be
gonna
done
be
now.
done.
We have the resources to do it.
Cut to a week later, the microphone falls into the pot of hot water, and it's like, ah.
I just deep fried my microphone. My bad.
You can still hear me? Oh wow, these mics are great.
yeah, dude. Oh my god! And I think with that we'll wrap it up there. Actually, one more thing, Lockie, something you've got to add to your cupboard: Ice Vovo milk, flavored milk. Have you tried this?
Yeah, but does it refrigerate or?
I don't know. It's just it's just Ice Vovo flavored
It's
milk.
so
I'll go.
refrigerated.
I'll go check the long life milk.
It has enthralled my family.
Your next step is a mini fridge.
A mini fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta.
You'll never leave your
You'll
room.
find the
No, I'm gonna talk to the
GoFundMe
landlord
page
about that
in
one.
the link.
I don't think he'll let me do it, but I'll get a permit.
Well, I mean,
Should we
you can't even change a light bulb in your room. What,
No, it wasn't a light bulb. It's a Transformers fact.
what makes you think you can put it in a mini fridge?
Man, I got two hands.
Any man with two hands and a
Cool
dream
it
can
himself.
achieve anything, bro.
Yeah,
All right.
I
And we'll
dreamed
leave
of
it
that
there.
mini fridge.
So with that, we'll leave that there. I want to thank my guests today. I want to thank David and Lockie for joining me.
Yeet.
Thank you very much. And I want to thank our special Pint Pal Tim. Tim, thank you.
I am Tim Bengoff.
Tim Bengoff. Where can people find your work if you have any?
If you wanna waste a follow, you can follow David Yang. But if you want to spend a good follow, you can follow Tim Bengoff at the symbol TBENGOUGH on Instagram because I do art and it's fucking sick. Biased, but yeah, it's
It's good. No, it's really good.
It's really
It is-
good. I paid him to say that.
I mean, shit talking me aside, it's actually pretty good.
I paid him to say that. I didn't.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you like this episode, please,
Please give us a follow.
give us a follow and tell a friend about it. That's kind of the big thing is tell your friends about this episode. Timmy, I know
Can you rate it on iTunes? I only listen to it on Spotify. Is it on iTunes?
Yeah, we're on iTunes.
Just give it a 5-star rating on iTunes. It really helps things. I don't know how it helps, but apparently it helps.
It does. It does.
Give it a review. Don't say it's shit because people might read that.
No, I was going to be superliminal and say, Timmy, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Like
bloody
you specifically, Tim, right in front of me
guys,
right now.
Guys, so
tell
there's
your
this
friends.
really
Stick
good
it out, just like,
podcast.
yeah.
There's this really good podcast called Pint Party. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
shit.
heard-
Pretty sweet.
Anyway. Okay, well, I told my friends. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Goodbye.
That really helps us grow. This has been Pint Party. Cheers.
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 This is a Hard Effect Network podcast. Find us at hardeffectstudios.com.au.